Hey everyone, this is Disc Junkie and welcome to another unboxing video. Today I want to talk about another bootleg release, and this time it is one of my all-time favorite horror movies, the Poughkeepsie Tapes, which has been issued by a company or quote-unquote company on Instagram, which is called AVS Home Video, and I will be sure to link their account in the video description. And I want to say that this was first released back in September of 2024, and now for Halloween of 2025 he was planning to reissue this, and I was lucky enough to get some early copies. He was kind enough to ship them to me even though Halloween was not upon us, so look for that on his Instagram account in the months or weeks to come. And before going in for a detailed look at this, I can just mention that this is a limited release, but it doesn't really have an official number to it. It's not really numbered or not really specific in terms of how many copies are being produced. And so anyway, this is a custom VHS release, but it comes in two versions. So first up we got the standard VHS, but then we also have a really cool VHS-C format, which I thought was just a really brilliant design. And he was charging $25 each for these, so I decided to pick up both. And I thought we would start off by looking at the VHS tape, which actually comes in a really professional looking cardboard sleeve. A lot of the time when I see sort of, you know, quote unquote bootleg companies putting out their own stuff, it feels like, you know, they've been sort of printed and folded, and, you know, it doesn't really look that great all the time. But I have to say that this one feels really high quality. I really like the original cover design for this with the sort of evidence label on it, and just generally feels like there is some work that went into this. You can just check the spine. Got the Poughkeepsie tapes, 86 minutes, also a little mark for the standard play and hi-fi there. Then here we got the back cover. Just go in for a closer look. You can see some of the details. And there you also got the AVS Home Video logo and the barcode. So yeah, and then on the other side the spine is identical. So here we got the VHS tape, oops, and there's also a small promotional sticker included, so it's nice. There we got the tape, obviously very sort of homemade. This is literally a blank label and handwritten, but I really like that because they've tried to really replicate the style of what the tapes in the movie actually look like. So yeah, I just think this works for this release. Had it been something else, I think would obviously be very sort of amateuristic, but here it's just a perfect fit. And then we got a small sticker on the spine, or that, well, the side I suppose. Nothing really on the spine, just a blank tape such. Here is actually some kind of barcode. I don't know if this is because the tape was reused, because it does look older than the other stuff, so I imagine that's just an old sticker based on what this tape was originally containing. Now I want to say that the version on this release is the new version, the same that appears on the Blu-ray of this movie. And I haven't really talked about this in great length. I did make some videos in the past, but basically the reason I'm mentioning that is because there are essentially two cuts of this movie, and the Blu-ray, which came out in 2017 from Shout Factory, this is essentially something known as the final cut version. That is what is on these releases. But if you want to go back in history and look at some of the earlier versions that leaked online back in 2007 when this film was supposed to be released, those will primarily consist of the rough cut version, which is, you know, an entirely different cut of film. But this version is the same as what you will get if you buy the Blu-ray release, just in terms of the actual film being presented. And so then we got the other version, which is probably the coolest part of this, and that is obviously the little VHS-C edition. This also comes in a nicely printed little cardboard sleeve. Got little spine labels on that, same design for the cover. We got the other spine, and the back cover is also the same design, but just much smaller. So running this out, here we got the VHS-C. Comes in its old little sort of plastic VHS-C case, and just PKNY 86 minutes AVS. So yeah, like I said, very sort of simple. Obviously, you know, not a lot of money going into the labeling, but I love this. I think it's a very brilliant and self-made, funny design. And, you know, obviously there is great quality here. I do think that the sleeves are, you know, really good. I really appreciate the effort on these. And so generally, I'm super happy with this. Highly recommend you pick this up in case you are a fan of the movie, because, you know, as far as, you know, the limited editions I've seen, I think this is actually a really, really great and cool product. So I want to give a really big thank you to AVS Home Video for sending me these early, allowing me to ship them all the way to me in Sweden. And so anyway, I want to say thank you very much for watching, and as usual, hope to see you all next time.